Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be having a look at the highly requested bot, uSNKRS. Now, this makes sense. Sneaker botting, raffle buying, all that stuff is on the rise at the moment, and this is the perfect bot to help you get your sneakers entries in. It also supports Nike.com. This is an EU and US bot. Let's get straight into it. Now, uSNKRS, it's a big bot. It's got a big user base. It doesn't actually have that much resale. And I believe its renewal is like every 6 months, so it's very, very accessible, if not lifetime. I haven't double-checked that. There's loads of group buys for this bot. If not, you can literally get it for retail on all other bot marketplaces. So, if you want to start Nike botting, this is the bot you should get. And let's have a little look around it. I'll talk about some of its cool features compared to maybe some other sneaker bots. That might be coming soon. A little comparison video might compare this to TSB. I think that'll be interesting. If you agree, comment down below. Right, so what you're looking at right now is the home, which is like a dashboard screen, and as you'll see, 0 successful login, 0 failed. This is only for like this update, so you can't see in the bottom left. This is 1.5.0. That's just the version I'm on, which is the latest version, and it just means I haven't entered any on this version because it was like updated yesterday, and I'm recording this just the day after the update. So yeah, that's why there's 0 stats. I've actually entered for quite a few shoes on here. Haven't won anything yet, but that is because I feel like with sneakers, I'm using new accounts. You need to build it all up, account health, etc. But I'm entering a healthy amount of accounts. So yeah, quite a nice dashboard. They've got some cool images here that just rotate between them, pieces of artwork. Here's something quite cool. So this is your calendar, and uSNKRS try to update this as best as they can. So on the sneakers app, there's pretty much the same stuff here. So we can see the 𝙎𝙋𝙊𝙍𝙎 that are coming out soon. I might be going for those, although they might be a little bit bricky, so we'll see. But you can pretty much see when everything's happening, and they also have a little plus button, and from that you can create tasks. So I have these shoes here that are old. That's because I manually added these in the top right. Sometimes some items aren't added if they're not on sneakers or the Nike app, or it's a bit of a shock drop or whatever. You can throw them up in here, or I think if they're not loaded properly, you can just throw the SKU up there, press add to calendar, and it'll do it. So that's what I've done for these. So, and I can go ahead and delete these because they've dropped. This is what it looks like with the ones that have loaded properly. It also shows you stock health. So you can see here high stock, and here you've got low stock, medium stock. This will probably be reflected in resale prices as well. So obviously if you go for one with lower stock, it's going to be harder to get. It's going to be less likely you're going to get it, but you're going to get it for more money. I really prioritize going for the high stock shoes. You really want to be going for the 7.5s to the 10.5s between there. That's what I personally go for, at least. Because that just has the highest stock numbers, which means I'm more likely to get the shoe. But yeah, that's literally the calendar feature. Another really cool thing is, let's say I was going to set up for this shoe. I can press create tasks, and off the bat we have a nice little loading screen. And it should, yeah, takes us straight here. And so yeah, this is the tasks page. I'm actually going to close this, and these are all my tasks. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete these. Here we go, delete all tasks. And this is what it looks like when you have no tasks. You have this really cool animation of like a box spinning about and slamming down, and there's loads of particles, and it's crazy. You don't see this in any other bot. I love it. But there's quite a few options here, and let's go through. So delete tasks, create tasks, start tasks. Simple stuff. You can also search, stop, restart, and then mass change proxy. That's cool. Mass change sizes. That's cool. And mass change URL. That's cool for shock drops. So create task. What you want to do is, first thing, you have the country. Select the country you're entering for. Entry type. This is, you have sneakers, Nike, request, and then other. So request modes are cool, but you should only really use that for Nike.com, not sneakers. For sneakers, you want to be using preload recommended, and it literally says recommended in brackets. Use it. Come on, boys. A little bit of common sense. Profiles. This is where you can select all your profiles. These are all my profiles. This is probably a little bit... This will probably be blurred out because I don't want everyone having my catch-all, because you will just spam email me, to be perfectly honest. So, no thanks. But you can... What you do here is you press use already profiles, because then that'll just use every account. Unless you only wanted to use like 1, 2, 3 accounts. Don't know why you'd want to do that. You want to use all the accounts, select all of them. Next, you want to select your product. So you can throw in a custom URL in there if it's not on the calendar and you forget or whatever. Or you just want to use one that you've already added to the calendar. Simple enough. You can use profile sizes. This is cool. You can designate a profile, a size, and then it'll enter that every time. More human-like, you're more likely to win. You can do that, or just use random sizing. Up here, you have proxies. You can use single proxy, use profile proxy. You can assign proxies to profiles. Again, love to hear stuff like that. Small attention to detail. Shout out to Mr. uSNKRS, because that, I'm a big fan of that. You also reuse proxies. You want to have that on no, because otherwise going to be using the same IP. You don't want to be doing that for sneakers entries. Come on, guys. Did a whole video on sneakers up in the corner somewhere. You can also schedule login starts. You do need to do this sometimes for like Nike.com request. So this does actually have to be used. Very simple though. I'm not going to go through how to do that. In advanced, now I don't touch any of this because it scares me, but you can do timeout delays, and you can do number of login retries. I think 10's fair enough. Load images, you can't actually turn that off, but, well, that's unlucky. But, yeah, have the option there anyway to make you think like you can. And from there, you go ahead and press create tasks, but I'm just going to select all of them and create. And that creates them. So now we have all these tasks, approximately 36, because I have 36 accounts. And yeah, so we can see here, you have the task ID, the product, proxy, and it will show you the proxy there, so I'll need to blur that out. We have size, card, CCV, literally every single thing you need to know. And I like this. It's not too crazy. It's very minimalistic and simple. Compared to a bot like TSB, I know I'm not meant to be doing a whole comparison video. I prefer this massively. However, one thing you need to know if you're going to be doing sneakers botting, what this does, I'll actually start it up right now, so you see. I'm going to start an account, and it actually pops up a browser. Now, this means you can't go on your little shitty laptop and run 100 tasks, because that's 100 Google Chrome instances all doing their own thing. It's going to crash. So you do need to bear that in mind. And yeah, so you can actually see it do its thing right now. So it's saved, it's found a login session, because I've done it before, boys. But you'll see it'll do its thing, and it'll actually preload an entry, I believe. We're just going to stop that task, but that's pretty much how it works. You want to be running on a server if you don't have lots of RAM, because otherwise loads and loads of Google Chrome instances. My computer can just about handle 36, but doing any more than that, I'm going straight over to a server. So yeah, going on the left down more, we can go to Proxy Lists, very simply where you put your proxies. You can test these on Nike.com. It's all in this proxy tester here. You see it says check proxies there, which is quite cool. Now moving down from there, this is when it starts to get a little bit complicated and you need to start paying attention, so I hope you're all still watching. Basically, you can do IMAP for these accounts. Now, IMAP is what they use for emails here, so yeah, you can do email username, IMAP pass, and IMAP server, and IMAP port. Now, this is like highly advanced, I want to say. I don't do this. You can connect essentially your email actually within the bot. So I think you can do like password rechanges and have more control over your Nike accounts. I don't do that. I just go here, add sneakers accounts. But there's a proper format to do it in: email, password, and literally you just paste them in. So you just put it in, and then you can either use a colon or like this straight line thing. And yeah, that's how you get your accounts in. I'm not going to go too crazy on the IMAP stuff because I honestly don't want to get anything wrong, because I'll just get slated in the comments. But you can add your IMAP details. You can also test the accounts, so to log them into Nike and make sure they're all good, because you don't want to be running faulty accounts. You don't want to get errors that just annoy you. And then you can also change all your passwords, but we don't want to do that because they all have their own custom passwords. It'll need to be blurred out, because again, I just don't want you logging in my Nike account. I think that's fair. Moving down from there, this is when it starts to get a little bit more important. This is your actual profile. So there's two things to your Nike account, or what I'm going to call your profile, your draw profile, as they call it. You have your Nike account, and you have your card detail profile, and these together make your draw profile, because you need the login and then also the billing and kind of address, right? So you need to set up two separate things. You need to import your accounts, you need to get all your billing, and then you need to mash them together, and they need to stay consistent to make your account look legit. Because if they're constantly changing, Nike's going to be like, oi, he's defo breaking the law. He's not breaking the law, but you know what I mean. He's a dodgy guy. Cancel him, flag him, just get rid of him. He's cancelled. And you don't want that, because you know you're entering with your proxies. You need to make sure everything goes through smoothly. So this is where you match it up here. This is where we can actually edit. And so you'll see this is linked to George 4. And this is where you can select your profile size. So let's say I set that to a US 10.5. Now that will enter on a US 10.5 every time. It's a really good idea to do that. I should probably do that. I'm probably going to do that after this video, to be honest. But here you can see the CCV and email. This will all be blurred out. Now I have 19 accounts not ready, because I've generated using my GAD and Gen. I have 19 accounts not ready because I've generated them, and I had the sneakers accounts, but I don't have enough cards for them. But again, I can just generate that using something like Revolut Business. If you need virtual cards, which is what you need for Nike, done a whole video on it, mate, in the corner. So yeah, that's what you pretty much need to do. You need to get billing details, which is what you make here. So you can add them through AYCD, so it's nothing too crazy. But also, one cool thing is you can actually kind of bulk do this. So you can do email, CCV, size, proxy, and you can also then bulk do your profiles. It's a little bit weird, and I don't know exactly how to do it, but if you get all the colons and lines right, you can get them as big lists. I think that's more for like when you're doing hundreds of accounts. You're probably using spreadsheets at that point, and I think that is just made to help it be a little bit easier. But yeah, so essentially what you do here is you just mix and match your accounts. Here are my accounts that have no kind of profile selected. So what you go in, add profile, and then you would select a profile from here. So here we go, I have all my business Revoluts. I add another one, and then you can also set the proxy, which is what I was talking about earlier with the account proxy, so it's all nice and neat. That's pretty much it for the draw profiles. Down here, this is where you just have your normal profiles, so your billing and cards. That all makes sense. And yeah, here you can do the bulk ad profiles. You can also create filler tasks, so this will actually log into the Nike account, put in your details in it, and then stop, which is cool. And like, they don't even say that on the create task screen. This is in the profile screen. So it's really cool to have like that many features in a bot, and it doesn't even like show off about it. Do you know what I mean? I would have that more prominent. I think this is sick, which is definitely something really cool. And I don't think every bot even does that. Not all sneakers bots. So that's really cool. It's clear to see that this bot isn't, you know, uSNKRS. It's not necessarily a bot. It's actually like a Nike tool. They've got so many things in there to help you. They really do want you to get the most success, and I really like that. Now, moving down, we have a settings page that looks very complicated, but no. Over here, you can just see when my license expires. It's like a year. You just select like Google Chrome, but this, I haven't touched anything in here. I set my nickname to George. You can set it to what you want. I could do Big Jeffo, something like that. You know, gas myself up a little bit, but no. Here's your whole export import, which is quite cool. You can just export it. Don't know why you'd want to do that. Maybe putting it on a server or something like that. Discord webhooks, I've got mine on, and yeah, I've set up my success and fail are the same. But yeah, you also have your wait time between tasks, but honestly, you could probably lower that. That is, and as you can see, my dashboard's updated. That is uSNKRS. Let me know what you think. Now, I'm a big fan of this bot, and you know, I haven't used maybe a bot like Neo Sneakers, but right now, for the bots I've used, all the sneakers bots, so Essence, TSB, and uSNKRS is my personal favorite with the easiest to use GUI. I don't necessarily know if it has the most features, but it does feel like it. But it's literally so much easier to use. It's not complicated at all. A beginner could probably pick this up, and with reading the guide, maybe watching this video, could get the hang of it. It's probability. As long as you have a good account health and you actually follow kind of the Nike rules, the more accounts, the merrier. Or maybe I'm misleading you there, because you do have to think about the quality. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about uSNKRS. If you haven't watched my Nike video already, I really do recommend you watch it. It's quite a good video, and also my virtual card one. And I will see you guys in another video. Thank you for watching.